Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I have been really trying to think of the best ways to talk about the Alpha Basics bundle changes because on the surface, this is a great thing. This is also a sign that Tier 4 Alphas are right around the corner, and to a certain extent, when you think about what it takes for a 7-star to go to rank 3, you've got to assume that we're going to be in the process of maybe having what I'm going to call a complete economic remodel. I'm hiding my face, obviously, but you can still hear my voice. Some people say, Prof, I love when you do that. Makes it easier to watch your videos. Thanks, buddy. What's interesting, though, is, and maybe it's me being naive, maybe there's only 5 resources that can be used to upgrade somebody at a time. But I think we all have had to essentially rewire ourselves to anticipate that the Tier 3 Alpha and the Tier 6 Basic Catalysts have to be even together. And we have done this since we took hello game that randomly crashes while I record. Guess I'll bring myself back for this. We've had to do this since rank 4 6-stars because you need an even number of both and they're sold together. It was very interesting. You didn't see oftentimes Tier 5 Basic and Tier 2 Alpha sold together because Tier 2 Alpha was around before Tier 5 Basic, and so Tier 5 Basic really broke the mold between how we saw rank up materials, particularly for obviously 5 stars. And it was a huge deal. I'll never forget the first time that they sold Tier 5 Basic. Just assume I'm taking up like this Darkhawk. 10% of one of them was $100. 4,500 Tier 5 Basic Catalyst fragments was $100. They priced taking a 5-star to rank 5 at $2,000 or $1,000 per Tier 5 Basic, and you need 2, which is why when we first saw 6 stars to rank 2, and you needed not 1, not 2, but 3 Tier 5 Basic, it seemed impossible to do. Just as right now, for most people, it seems impossible to imagine what Tier 4 Alphas are going to look like. I assume the first time they might go down a similar path and offer us 10% of a Tier 4 Alpha Catalyst for some absorbent amount of money, like $100. But here's the other thing that gets me. If it's 10% for one, let's say it's on average $1,000 to make a Tier 4 Alpha Catalyst, even though there'll be a limit, of course, to purchase it. Well, we don't need 2, like we just talked about the 5 stars to rank 5. We need 3. So that's going to become the most valuably sought after resource as Tier 6 class Catalyst fragments continue to go down in value, and Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha are now lower in terms of the value thanks to this deal than we saw for a long time. Tier 2 Alpha and Tier 5 Basic. I remember when you used to get one of those each for like $50. So, on one hand, I think we have to celebrate this, especially given what we're used to paying, and it makes the drop rates of those incredibly small fragments in daily Paragon specials look like the joke that it is. I mean, it's just not a good business model anymore to do that. But at the same time, they're lowering those prices to make room for the new shiny toy. And we have to get ready for how much this is going to cost. That's going to be a title of this video. We have to get ready. I'm going to write that down. Sometimes I say something and I forget. We have to get ready for how much this is going to cost. Okay. Nailed it, I think. YouTube. I don't know if this game's going to be around for another 5 years. I did not think it would have been around 5 years ago, 5 years later. And who knows? Maybe it was always going to be around. I do think mobile games got an obvious bump during the pandemic because more people were home, working from home, laid off, had time to kill. In the United States, at least. I think other countries had checks coming in that was sort of viewed as disposable income, which also led to the rise and fall of NFTs. I don't know, do people still buy NFTs? I can never grasp it. Literally. So, yeah, get ready for the price. I would expect them to cost about $1,000 a piece. I would expect them to be introduced in the next month. And we're going to see that as the focus, along with more opportunities for bigger percentages of Tier 6 class catalyst selectors, cheaper Tier 6 basic, Tier 3 alphas, and then the usual now very affordable Tier 5 class catalysts. That's my rant for this video. Thanks for watching.